The 2025 NFL schedule has been released, and Red Kingdom Media breaks down the Chiefs' schedule and give their win-loss predictions. Stay tuned for Gridiron Gambit.
Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom Media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Let's work. Hey.
Welcome, whoever is still out there in the X sphere and everywhere else that we are live right now, YouTube, and anybody listening to us now after on the audio podcast. Welcome to this edition, this Wednesday night live edition of Gridiron Gambit. Right now, we've got three current hosts. Dale will pop in here a little later before the broadcast is over. But it is myself, Clinton, Lonnie, and Dre right now. And we are here to kind of talk about the schedule release. I don't know if you guys have any opinions about the actual Chiefs' actual schedule release or anybody else's on social media. We could talk about that too if something else part of that is interest to you. But for the most part, we'll give our kind of opinions about what about the schedule for this year is interesting, or some matchups, quarterbacks, defenses, whatever like that catches our eye. And then later towards the end of the show, we'll give our win-loss predictions and have it basically in writing about what we thought this team would do and be able to have the gift of hindsight later. So before we jump into our first topics, what's going on, guys? How's your night? Let the people know just what's up and just how's it going?
Excited, ready to talk about the schedule. Finally gets closer, a little bit step closer to football. The season is upon us, almost upon us. Schedule release time. This has become like a birthday party for the NFL. Their coveted baby is schedule release for these past couple years now. So voila, we're here. We're sniffing football season now.
And I love it. I love it, man. We getting close to that date, man. So yeah, I can't wait.
All right. Yeah. Well, I know you guys are ready to talk about the Chiefs games and what our plans are. And I basically just sent a text to the important family members right after the schedule dropped and said, like, plan accordingly. Like during these parts of the year and days, I will be busy in some capacity. You know, some games confines of my house. Other times the confines of Arrowhead, but like you guys said, it seems like we're slowly approaching the beginning of the season, and I know we're ready for that. So now the schedule that has been released, we can officially run down what the 17-game season for the Chiefs looks like for 2025. So it goes as follows. Week 1 will be in Brazil versus the Chargers on, I believe, a Friday night at 7 p.m. Week 2 will be against the Philadelphia Eagles at 3:25 for a Sunday matchup. Week 3 will be at the Giants for a Sunday night football. Week 4 will be here versus the Ravens at 3:25. Week 5 will be at the Jaguars for Monday night football. Week 6 will be at home versus the Lions for Sunday night football. Week 7 will be versus the Raiders at home at noon. So our first noon matchup officially pops up midway through October. Then week 8 will be the Commanders at home on Monday night football. And then week 9 will be at the Buffalo Bills at 3:25. And then we officially reach the bye week for the Kansas City Chiefs at week 10, the second week of November. And then the following games are the Broncos in Denver at 3:25, the Indianapolis Colts at home at noon, the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving, the mid game at 3:30 kickoff. At home versus the Texans on Sunday Night Football. At home versus the Chargers at noon kickoff. The Tennessee Titans in Tennessee at noon kickoff. The Christmas night Amazon game versus the Denver Broncos at 7:15. And then finally the week maybe 18 or 19 at this point. And the 17th matchup for the Chiefs will be at the Raiders, which those final games of the season are always this day or this day and this time. So we'll see if that game eventually matters. But round table, guys, what out of all those that I just mentioned, list off one. We can kind of give our reaction to it, and we'll just kind of ping back and forth. What matchups was the most intriguing to you and why?
I mean, I started off the Eagles week 2. You talk about avenging and not necessarily avenging a loss. You can't avenge everything in one game, right? But you want to talk about a measuring stick. You want to talk about getting a sour taste out of your mouth. You want to talk about all your moves being made for a certain reason. You want to see everything kind of come to maturation and come to a head. That'll be the game I just think everybody should be looking out for. The Eagles will be up for it, but I'm gonna let you know right now the Kansas City Chiefs will be up for that game, especially with it being so early in the season. They're going to prepare for that game like no other, especially with the butt kicking that they took in the Super Bowl. I know probably leading up to it, the Chiefs like to play the card of we're not looking at that nameless, faceless opponent. We don't remember what happened in the past, yada, yada, yada. But anytime somebody kicks your butt like that and then on a national level, you're going to remember it. So that has to be the matchup for me. I wasn't going to go with that matchup at first, but it feels like that one is going to be one to watch, just especially because teams are going to be healthy. Usually in that first couple of weeks, you're healthy too. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out guns blazing with some fancy stuff for the Eagles.
Direct reaction.
Yeah, I agree with him on the Eagles at the Chiefs game. It's to be the home opener as well. And Arrowhead's gonna be rocking. You got Philly in the building. Philly's been talking a little trash, since they won the Super Bowl and everything like that, which is rightfully so. They earned it. But yeah, obviously patting them first game at home after that loss. It's gonna be pretty fired up. So, and also it's a measuring stick as to see where the Chiefs stand with the contending teams in the NFL as far as this roster goes moving forward. So, I'm looking forward to that game for sure.
That's going to be an exciting one, and I know you stated in the past you would have preferred this be in Philadelphia in week 1.
Yes.
At least it happens early in the season.
Like I said, man,
are more deadly at the end or beginning of this year. I don't know.
I wanted that game. I feel like it's a week late. I get it. The Eagles open up the season against Dallas, but I mean, Kansas City going to Philly and watching them raise that banner, watching them drop that banner and get their rings and stuff like that, man. I don't know, man. I feel like I said before, I feel like that should happen more often, but I can't wait till they get here in Kansas City, though. Even though it's not going to like really avenge like anything really like that. It's just a win-loss, so it's not going to get like a Super Bowl or anything like that. But it's kind of how I felt about after we lost to the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. I'm like, I can't wait to get them back. But yeah.
But but I also think though we got to go down to I don't know what weeks those are, but you got a stretch right here. The Lions, Raiders, Commanders. I think that could really be hard on the Chiefs. Those teams are really, really good, up and coming teams, good teams that are the play style just doesn't match up well against how the Chiefs play. Especially with the Lions playing that physical style of football, that not being so much the Chiefs' MO, and then the Raiders, these past couple years definitely let to play that physical style of football. And then you had the Commanders coming into town with a second-year quarterback that was out guns blazing that we did not see in this first year. So I just would be weary of that stretch right there. And then you go in right into the next week, you're playing the Bills. I don't want to spill my picks, but that's why I kind of chose the way that I chose. You kind of going through that gauntlet there in the middle of the season. in October, where you're going to play, like he said, like Dre was just saying, at least two contending teams, with being the Lions and the Commanders. But the Raiders are always going to bring their A game when they play the Chiefs. So I think that's something to just watch.
Ashton Genty comes to Kansas City. I don't know. I like that is a gauntlet of a stretch right there. But that's why I said, like, the Chiefs versus Eagles, is a measuring stick going forward. Jaden Daniels comes. Then you got Jared Goff and them coming. Even that Jaguars game on Monday night in Jacksonville. That's a sleeper game too. So they get a new coach and everything. So yeah.
Duval. We're going to Duval. Can we talk about the Chiefs schedule release really quick? Can we get
the video itself? Yes, still free.
Can we get a better? Maybe we need to sign some Charger social media staff, or go and try to reach off of some other. Like, we gotta start with a better thing. A tag cab game show. Are we serious? Like, I just knew it was Robert Stone Street. You guys have all of these comedians and you do not use them. Why? Why do we not use Robert Stone Street? Why are we not using Ant-Man?
Yeah. Rob Riggle.
Why are we not using our resources? Why are we not using Funny Marco? Like, what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? A taxi game show. I'm serious.
And if I'm not mistaken, the video on YouTube did not even get through the entire video, so it also had a glitch.
I like last year's release of the schedule. I did like that, where they were doing the little machine or whatever they was using or whatever.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. That was like Crushing It, wasn't it? That was last year.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool. That was fine. But the taxi game, like, that was so 2000. Like, we do not. Nobody even watches that on TV anymore.
There's no.
We
taxi.
are watching. Who's the guy that drives around singing with the celebrities? That's what everybody watches now. Nobody's watching taxi cab questionnaire game. Like, nobody's even, like you said, we use Ubers.
We use Ubers now, man.
Yeah. And then the video still uses like TikTokers too.
Also, as far as the Chiefs are old school when it comes to that type of stuff anyway. I mean, we hear it all the time from like some of the players that the DJ, when it comes to the music in the games, he plays some of the oldest tracks in the game, and they just be like, what are we doing? So it's like, I don't know. They need somebody young and hip that's like in that marketing and that they need somebody young for sure. They do.
Yeah, we gotta kind of get with.
They ain't changing no jerseys, no nothing, no logos, no nothing. We can't get a black jersey, black pants, no nothing. But yeah, it's
like
all
the old man that wear the same shoe, same outfit every day. He not changing that blue shirt and them white shoes. Okay.
No,
if you don't got that, he's gonna have a
because I wear the same hoodie every single day.
Yeah, man.
It is what it is.
We got to change it up a little bit, man. We got to get with the times, man.
Come on, we got to spice it up because the Minecraft, I like the Mine. That was like, I don't know, I don't get Minecraft. I don't even watch it, but I know my little cousins and the kids. That's who they trying to appeal to. But that's the crowd that the Chiefs need to be trying to appeal to too. Like, because you didn't even appeal to us, and we are like, we're older. Like, so a kid watching that is like, what is this? What are they?
You got to get with you got to get with the times. I mean, especially through the media. Everything is through the social media now, social media driven. So they definitely need somebody younger for sure. They do. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, they probably do, but
there's no probably. They do. They do.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about the social media team before we keep breaking down the games themselves?
I mean, there ain't really no other way to explain it. I mean, because we waited on this day. This is the coveted baby of the NFL. It just became like this. It wasn't like this a couple years ago. Nobody cared about when the schedule was released. You could go on Google and see when the game.
But here's the thing: was it that exciting if by the time it actually happened, number one, throughout the day, you had gotten like official reports of at least 5 different games. And then before the actual release, there had already been the full leak before that. And it's like, oh, I need to know if this is like officially official. And then like, yeah, it's exactly what you saw there. So you're like, oh, okay. So again,
People
we
yearn.
had the
People yearn for any type of content. I'm sorry, Dre. I think that's what it is, Clinton. I think they yearn for any type of content. It doesn't matter, and that's why this became the NFL's baby, and that's why we are so disappointed. We sit around our phone and literally wait till 7 o'clock for those videos, and if you drop something that is horrible, you wasted our time. Like, we want to see something at least entertaining. The peak, like you said, the peaks leak all week up to, so we know the whole schedule. And that's a game within the game itself, because who's leaking half of the schedule? Come on now. You know they told you more games than just one.
Yeah. So who are some good ones then? Because I haven't like gone around and seeked out the other teams drops. Who are some notable ones then?
But I'm sure I could find some though.
I liked Mac Wilson he wrapped the whole schedule for the Arizona Cardinals. I like that. The linebacker. That was tight.
Yeah.
And then I seen the one for I seen a little bit of the 49ers. It was playing like a movie. I couldn't get into it. It was like sometimes these teams spend too much money on the social media.
It's too cinematic.
Yeah,
like come on,
maybe
buddy,
you should invest your time in your team, okay? Not in to the but okay. Then I see the Chargers. The Chargers had the people keep saying the Chargers won. The Minecraft thing was cool. I mean, me just watching it, I was bought in after a while, because I know what Minecraft. I kind of know what Minecraft is, but I don't know how to play it. Somebody like, I think Dale's son plays it. Somebody like his son, he probably better break it down to us everything that they was doing, but I didn't know. I didn't get it, but it was the best one to me. It had everything, had the Chiefs in there. I like the ones where it's like it's different stuff going on. I get they tried to do like a trivia game. Like, we don't want to see that. Like, come on now. Like, we don't care.
Okay. So before we pivot back here to the actual what happens on the field for the schedule release that just happened, I wanted to point out that, Lonnie, that when you started on your rant about how the Chiefs media needs to do better and all that, your internet completely kicked out for a bit and you started getting robotic. So they always be striking at those times. They be listening in to see what's clowning on them, and then they're like, nope, stop that slander. So just be careful next time. Don't disconnect. Whatever that one time where Dale was trying to give his take, it was just like, and another thing, and you gone. The Chiefs FBI got to him. He's out of here. Not allowed to spread this propaganda. So, okay. So you kind of jumped around and talked about some clusters, but who are some, more contender teams that you're interested to see how they do this time around against the Chiefs, and who is a up and coming team that you're kind of excited to see what they do against the Chiefs? Because I don't know about you guys, but from what I've seen the last couple years, teams play their absolute best against the Chiefs. So even if you're a team with a not so good rookie quarterback, that's gonna be the game where you ball out and at least look like you belong in the NFL. So give me your championship matchup possibility contenders, and who are some young storylines you're interested in.
You want to go ahead, Dre? You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. The young team that I'm like looking forward to us playing is the Commanders for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing Jaden Daniels. That's an actual game that I had circled on my calendar as far as the game that I'm going to go to this year. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm also looking forward to seeing Travis Hunter with the Jags. I'm even looking forward to seeing Cam Ward with the Titans. I mean, they might not do much this season, but I'm just looking forward to seeing Cam Ward play. But the team that gave us a problem last year, and I think that they're going to be a problem as far as possibly, because a lot of people got the Chargers winning the AFC West, but the team that I think is going to possibly give us a problem is probably going to be the Broncos with Bo Nix. Bo Nix he's a baller, and I think he's going to give us a problem each game that we play. It's a few quarterbacks that I hate playing when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs playing like quarterbacks. I hate playing Justin Herbert. I hate playing Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and I think Bo Nix is going to be one of those quarterbacks that I hate playing.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
I agree with, like I said, I agree with Dre. Now, not so much on the Cam Ward and the Jaguars. I don't know. See them doing too much. I know they're young and up and coming, but I look to more names like he said, the Commanders, and then some names like the Texans, and then even to the likes of like you said, the Colts and the Broncos. Those are teams that they had good defenses. Defenses that were good enough to at least get them far in the playoffs. At least the Commanders were. And then you look at the Texans. The Texans came here and they gave us a fight both times that they played us, and they just didn't have enough to get over the hump. Really, after they lost Tank Dell, we knew it was a foregone conclusion that the Texans probably weren't going to be able to do too much. So I'm looking forward to see what that matchup looks like. That's another one that I had circled on my calendar too as well. And also one that I marked on my picks, but I don't want to spoil them. That it's just not so good result for the Chiefs, but it's just because I like CJ Stroud, and I think CJ Stroud is a great up and coming quarterback. He makes the right adjustments. He's willing to run the ball when he needs to. He's willing to put his body on the line, and he's just a good teammate. So I love the dude overall. If I had another choice and had to do it all over again, and we didn't have Mahomes, I'm taking CJ Stroud just because I love who he is as a person. For real, and he can sling the pill. I'm for real.
I get it.
I love who he is as a person, and he can sling the pill. And he's cut from a different cloth. A Rancho kid. He kind of remind me a lot of myself. Just like he come with a single parent home, father incarcerated. My father's not incarcerated, but he's just kind of like it's like kind of the black kid story. I'm sorry, unfortunately. So and he was able to kind of supersede that. So hats off to CJ Stroud, and I just like what they're building down there with DeMeco Ryan. So those are the teams that I think can be always scary. Like he said, Bo Nix really came on at the end of the season. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos give us a good fight. All the teams in our division will always give us a good fight, but them in particular with Sean Payton, they played really, really good these past couple years. So I'm excited to see who we can be as far as those young teams go, because I know we can probably take advantage of them in some capacity, but I don't know what it looks like. Those are the only, if I'm scared of a young team and potential teams that are younger that we could see later down the line, that's probably those three.
You guys hit just about every good storyline I think there is to mention. Ashton Genty versus the Chiefs will be interesting to see. Harbaugh with another year and Herbert another year and a better running game and more experienced trenches, offensive and defensive line will be interesting to see. The Broncos, they got us last year, but that was a game we didn't care for. And the game before that, we had to block a field goal to seal the win there. We think the Broncos are, a year better and more experienced as well. And the Raiders aren't going to be a slouch either, but not that we think that, they're going to be extremely competitive elsewhere. But, all those other, young NFL draft picks will be interesting in that regard. Like you said, you can take your pick whether you think CJ versus Jaden is the better, young quarterback, and which one you think could get the Chiefs an upset loss there. But to me, I think you guys hit it that the Broncos are kind of that team that we used to be able to. That'll be an easy win. We'll win for another almost decade. But I think unfortunately, as good as the Chiefs are, and the NFL continues to get better, and the AFC West continues to get more and more competitive. So those games are going to be always tough to come by. But we know that the Chiefs and Andy Reid will always step their game up for those. They'll sleep on something and then dish it out in that game, because winning the division is always one of the most important goals the Chiefs set for the season. But that'll be an interesting storyline to follow. What are some potential either playoff, AFC, or Super Bowl matchups you see on the schedule, if any?
Well, I'm gonna say, you know what the Cowboy fans is gonna say.
Yeah, you're gonna say the Cowboys.
But
every year, man. You know,
I did want to say this though. How big have the Chiefs gotten for real to take the slot on Christmas and then to take a slot on Thanksgiving? I know this is kind of straying away from the question, but I think that's just crazy. We got to pause for station identification real quick. Like the Chiefs have gotten kind of big, rather
like
super big.
They are an American team. They stole the title. Cowboys.
I think I had the conversation with Dale. I think it might have been like my first episode. The Chiefs were number 3 in views when it came to viewership this past season, and it came behind the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. The Chiefs have had the most primetime games than anybody, I want to say, in the last 7 years, I think, or maybe 5. I don't remember what it was, but and I've said it. The Chiefs are the new America's team for sure. I mean, you got the face of the league and Patrick Mahomes basically on every commercial that you see. You got Travis Kelce dating the biggest pop icon right now, and Taylor Swift. Every time Taylor Swift is in Kansas City, the cameras go right to her. They don't even got to be talking about nothing, and the cameras go right to her. So that's views in itself, and that's. You got women out here that are Swifties, and they just buying Travis Kelce jerseys or Chiefs jerseys because she's dating Travis Kelce. So, America's team for sure, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of teams hate Kansas City, because it's like, I'm tired of seeing them. I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes. I'm tired of seeing Travis Kelce and all this stuff like that. So that's why I love a lot of NFL fans in general, not even just AFC West rivalry fans, but NFL fans in general. They loved that Super Bowl beatdown that the Kansas City Chiefs got. They loved it, just based off of their this like Chiefs fatigue, basically. And at one point in time, I never thought this was going to be possible, but I feel like with the numbers and the amount of primetime games that we get, I think we barely play at noon anymore in Kansas City.
We have 4 noon games this year, and like
crazy.
I said, the first one happens mid-October, and then the other 2 basically towards the middle of December. So that happened last year and several years as well. If you're going to get a noon game, they're kind of shoved into December.
Yeah. So I think we had maybe 3 noon games last year. Probably it might have been 4 last year too, but. For the most part, if you're going to see Kansas City, you're going to see Kansas City overseas somewhere playing at 7 o'clock at night, more than likely, or 3:25, or they playing Monday night, or they're playing a Thursday night, or a Friday night, or a Saturday, or something like that. So it's all about that marketing, man. And Pat Mahomes is the face, man. So you got to keep feeding them people and getting them views, man, the viewerships, man. So. And I said it, the Kansas City Chiefs asked for them Christmas days to be staples on Christmas. And it looks like the NFL listened, and they're probably going to get it from here going forward, like the Dallas Cowboys get on Thanksgiving and the Detroit Lions. So,
how upsetting for those of us who all have family, but the Chiefs and the NFL want to dominate everything. So I was going to pivot and ask another question, but I'll save that and make sure I hit that before we go to break. But who what matchups this year are playoff matchups in your mind? Either the Chiefs are definitely going to play them, or it's the ones that showcase whether they are, as prepared to try to go back and redeem themselves this year.
Like
instead.
teams that we're going to see, that we could potentially see again in the playoffs.
Yes.
Obviously the Ravens. You got the Ravens. Obviously the Bills. The Texans. Texans should win the South again for a third straight year. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get at least 2 teams out of the AFC West, possibly 3, with either the Chargers or the Broncos, or Chargers and Broncos and Chiefs this season. So yeah.
I could see that for sure. I second all of those teams. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I could see it just being that competitive. And the AFC West has been down for these past couple years, and I can see them scratching and clawing their way into the playoffs. So definitely all of those teams, like you said, whether it be Broncos, whether it be Texans, whether it be the Bills for sure. I just noticed there are no Bengals on our schedule. Thank God.
Thank
Our little
goodness.
sisters. We don't got to play them again this year either. We already got to play.
Well, see, they finished too bad in record last year because they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they weren't as high in seeding. So because they weren't, winning their division, they're not playing a first place schedule, aka against the Chiefs. So
you're trash. That's what he said.
I've seen that. Speaking of the Bengals, I've seen that they traveled the least this year when it comes to road games this season.
Their owner can't afford the gas money.
They can't afford it.
Okay.
All their money is going towards Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow. They can't afford nothing else. They got to even pair the
mayor of Cincinnati is going to have to offer a key to all of them and say, "Can you physically just purchase the city itself?"
Yeah.
And then
They can't even. They got their rookie first round pick holding out right now because they don't want to pay him. So
how ridiculous is that? Like they're already not paying the guy at your position. Do your research, buddy. They just told you're the reason. You know the reason you got drafted because they don't want to pay the dude in front of you.
Right.
They're not going to pay you either. You just signed your ticket out of here.
Yeah. So hey, whatever.
All right. So I agree with you guys. Most of the matchups, AFC side, I agree with pretty much all those as potential playoff rematches at some point. So Eagles. I think none of us are including the Giants whatsoever as a competitive NFC team. Clip me, obviously. But in general. Oh, it's in MetLife? Oh, be careful of the field. But if it's played on any other normal surface, she should win that game. So Eagles, Eagles, Lions, or Commanders. And we're just going to laugh off that Cowboys comment you made earlier, Dre. A lot of people, no one thinks the Cowboys are like Super Bowl team yet, except Super Bowl diehards. Legitimate.
They might.
Fine. If you want to be
minute.
thrown in, that's fine. You can give your like defensive take. But
Dak Prescott.
The 4 NFC teams, which one is most likely to play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? All of a sudden, not talking about the Cowboys. Okay.
I mean, it's possible the Cowboys could possibly win the NFC East, man, because Dak Prescott is coming back. He'll be healthy. They did just get George Pickens. They do got CeeDee Lamb. They got a pretty good, solid offensive line that can probably protect Dak Prescott. The Cowboys could, I mean, it is Brian Schottenheimer, so I mean he's a rookie coach. Nobody really wanted him. So, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys pull off 11 to 12 wins this year. Honestly, but I haven't even looked at their schedule though, so I mean it's very possible. But as far as teams that we could possibly play in the Super Bowl, we got to get there first. We got a gauntlet of a conference, man. So, jeez. But if we were to make it to the Super Bowl, it could possibly be Detroit. I mean, Kansas City versus Detroit. Detroit's a pretty good team. They're a solid team. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'm cool with it if it's the Eagles. Part 3, baby. Shoot. Part 3. Somebody got to break the tie, man.
Okay,
I was gonna say that too. I think it's the Lions. Giving people what they want. They've been wanting this matchup for the past couple years now. Go ahead and let the world have it. Detroit's been thirsting for a Super Bowl.
Man.
Unfortunately, but if you were to get back and meet the Chiefs, I don't think it would be the time to get back and meet them right now. They're coming off of some real detrimental stuff. So I know y'all want to see it, but I don't think Detroit wants to see that because I don't think that you want that to be your first Super Bowl appearance. You probably want to do it against like the Bengals or somebody.
It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
This might be like polarizing again as well, but I just think the Lions are set for a decline. I don't know what it is. Like they lost both their coordinators, so now like all the pressure is on Dan Campbell to like be a recruiter for coordinators. I know much of his like team is coming back, but I don't know, for some reason a decline in production from them. In some past, yeah, it's like they may not completely fall out and like miss playoffs or anything, but I think the Packers are much better. The Vikings are trying to reset, and they have McCarthy starting again with the exact same roster that won, I believe, like 12 or 13 games last year and just imploded. So the Bears are to have the Lions offensive coordinator as their head coach, so you would think they would know a lot of what the Detroit Lions offense runs, so would be able to exploit them or beat them with their defense. So I don't know, maybe I'm on my own island there, but
that's a team that I'm actually looking forward to. Actually, if we don't have them on the schedule, but that's a team that I will be watching this year, year 2 of Caleb Williams, for sure. With the new offensive coordinator, they got him some more. They got him another weapon. They got him a tight end as well to play with Cole Kmet, and their defense is solid. So they could be a sleeper in the NFC, and the NFC North is going to be a problem. I don't know how that. I feel bad that could be like the toughest division in the NFL, because I mean you could possibly all 4 of those teams. Basically, if you're looking on paper right now, all 4 of them are playoff contenders. All of them, all 4 of them.
For me, I think it's the Eagles, and part of me wants to go with the young upcoming Commanders, but I just don't know if I can definitively say they could make it past that championship stage and see what the second year of Jaden Daniels looks like. So I would say that Eagles matchup might be the most compelling.
Commanders got Debo. Commanders got Debo. They play with Terry Scary Terry. So
but that would probably be my one that I would lean towards if it was going to be a NFC team that we play against this year. The Eagles were probably the most likely out of the 4 for me. So I wanted to bring this up because I noticed this slightly before the schedule release, obviously, because we always get the teasers and spoilers and all that. But the week 1 game in Brazil, that's a Friday night game, is actually being broadcast through YouTube, not YouTube TV, but YouTube. What are our thoughts about that? How do we think that broadcast would go, and how would it look like, and how would we be able to access it?
I think it's just going. I don't know. Everything is streaming nowadays, man. So it's like YouTube is getting in on the business, man. You get Netflix and you get Prime and stuff like that. YouTube is like, hold on, let me get into this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be I wonder if it's gonna be on the Kansas City Chiefs YouTube page, or is it gonna be on the Chargers YouTube page, or both of them? I don't know.
Or YouTube or NFL. Like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is it gonna look like a live stream? How our broadcast looks right now on youtube.com. Or does it look like a playing video? Because I'm pretty sure YouTube has like NBA as a like an add-on package. So I assume it's like you just click on a video and you're watching the thing. But you know, a question was brought up. How do we like? Are we going to have to pay to access this? Do we think that this is going to be a YouTube exclusive? Like they're going to hide it like it's a movie add-on from YouTube? Or do you think this is going to be a free broadcast?
It should be free, like Netflix. I mean, we already pay for Netflix, but this stuff should be free in my opinion. I'm tired of paying to watch a dang game, man. I'm tired of paying for it. But let it be local, local TV. Just let it play. So, but
Okay.
I don't know. That's intriguing to see. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. See how it does. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be any like lagging or anything like that. So I want to know who's going to be calling the game if it's going to be on YouTube. They got their own team now.
That's a great question too. It's like who's the affiliate that's agreed to merge with YouTube? Because I know that there's been some other broadcasts that have like it's technically been a CBS matchup, but then it's put on some other network that may or may not be CBS connected. But
I mean, if Roger Goodell needs me to call the game, I can do it. I mean, I'll do it for sure. So, I mean, it's Kansas City, baby. I'll do it.
So it seemed like this year, other than however the YouTube broadcast will go, the only other network or the only other streaming platform that is not like just a TV network that people here in local Kansas City on their satellite could get is the Christmas game on Prime Video at 7:15. And I know Dre and Dale, I see you down there. You'll join here very shortly. But I know you guys are kind of hyped about Christmas, but maybe not so much if we're busy around that. But like you said, the Chiefs are going to want to own Christmas. And that's the only game that's not on regular TV. So Jeff Bezos is definitely going to want to have that Chiefs Christmas game in perpetuity. Have the Chiefs on Amazon for the rest of Jeff Bezos' life.
It's the last game of the night on Christmas anyway. So, I mean, everybody should be full and relaxed and getting ready to call it a day by the time the Chiefs game comes on. Depending on, how quickly. I mean, people probably eating by like 2 or 3 or something like that, depending. But
right
by time 7:00 hits, everybody should be chilling, and because it's on the Thursday, and most people got to go back to work the next day. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm like I said, man. I love it. I love the fact that we get both holidays this year. So
fair enough. Lonnie, any final thoughts about the schedule itself before we pay some bills and then give our win-loss predictions?
I mean, like I said, like Jay said, I mean, like I said before when we got onto this before we started talking, the Chiefs, it lets you know how big the Chiefs are getting both of those holidays. So that's where we sit in the NFL's eyes now. We are the cash cow of the NFL.
For sure. So the Chiefs are definitely in that prime spot. So they're in a position and some new heights. Having the most like primetime games ever and within the first half of the season, and a lot of those being marquee matchups too. The Chiefs, if they're going to want to have redemption this season, it's going to take a lot of work. So we're going to get into that very soon. But before we move on,
make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a like or comment so we can reply and interact with you and make you a part of the show. If you listen to us on Spotify, Please rate us 5 stars so we can increase our reach in the playlist. Follow us and all our contributors on all the social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X. If you'd like to come on and talk Chiefs, message us so we can potentially set that up. Do you enjoy written content? Subscribe to our Substack. We have both a free and a $5 a month subscription and post on there frequently. And if you have any interest in being a contributor on the writing staff, feel free to reach out and we'll be in touch. It would help support the brand if you would purchase our merch, like the shirt that I'm wearing currently. Set up an order for one of these or 2 or 3, and this will allow us to expand our inventory options. Thanks for being a part of this channel. And if there's any partner that's listening to this interested in sponsoring the show or any other content that we produce, please reach out. Now, back to the show.
America's team. I'm looking at this graphic right here, man. Kansas City got 7 primetime games this season. Next is Dallas Cowboys with 6. America's team, baby.
There we go.
Yeah.
Dale, you ready to officially hop in and be part of the conversation? All right. Welcome in, y'all.
What's up? Like, was you just holding me back or something, hostage? Because I was like, bro, what's going on? Like,
No.
do you not want me to come in red hot? Because, like, for real?
You could have joined at any time once you joined.
I'm special. I come in, you guys set the stage. I'm like, I'm John Cena now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming in like that. You introduce me. You treat me. I'm the last real champion. I'm the last real Red Kingdom media. All right, I'm done, bro. What's up? How y'all doing tonight?
Good, dude. So before we round table, and Lonnie, I know you're itching, and you got some other stuff, so we'll let you give your bold predictions for the Chiefs this season. But Dale, what about the NFL schedule has been interesting to you? And just quick 1-2 minute summary.
Man, bro, sometimes I'll be like, dang, we really out of that stage of the noon games. It's really done now, bro. We're really America's team. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we're really America's team. We need to stop playing. Cowboy fans, I'm sorry. It's just our time now, and we're gonna go ahead and enjoy it. Yeah, Boston didn't do right by taking over like they were supposed to, because they really had it. But they too, professional, Bill Belichick style. Now we're gonna take it, we're gonna run with it, and we're gonna be good with it as well, too. So I'm happy. But at first, I've been battling with the Christmas game thing. I'm all for it, taking it, but I ain't gonna lie, Dre. We be having to take care of them kids, bro. It be an all-night affair, fam. So we already get in trouble sometimes with just being on too long or certain days. Like, y'all gonna do it on this day? Now we got Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm sorry. Wives, fiance, girlfriends, we're gonna have a hard time this season. So just be on. That's where I'm at. They gonna hate us this year, but hopefully they better bring back the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying. If I'm gonna go all in on that, y'all gonna better bring home the Super Bowl. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's right. Now, man. I said summertime. Y'all get y'all time in now, because as soon as fall comes, I don't want to hear. I'm not doing nothing when it comes fall time. Y'all get your time all summer, spring. That's y'all 2 seasons, and then fall and winter is all me for sure.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. Lonnie, you are officially up first. You are going to give us your 2025 Chiefs NFL predictions. Go ahead, break us down. Your thoughts about the schedule.
Yeah. As y'all can see, I got the Chiefs going 14-3. It was hard for me to put some L's in there. I've been hitting at what I was gonna do the whole time we've been going through the show. But yeah, I got the Chiefs losing to the Ravens at home. I think they're gonna go through that. Like I said, I spoke with Dre and Clint about earlier in the show. They gauntlet of games with the Lions, Raiders, Commanders. I think coming out of that game, going to Orchard Park, it's just cruising for a bruising with the Chiefs. And we know our usual result when we go up to Buffalo anyway. So I'll give them the L as far as when they're playing in Buffalo. And then the next L I don't have on my schedule until we get to the Texans game. I think the Texans, like I said, come to avenge a loss. They got a good up-and-coming quarterback, young team, good defense that was flying around and seen Mahomes before, seen him more than once just in the previous year or in that year, actually. playing them in the playoffs and then seeing them later on in December. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs lose that game against the Texans. So it was a couple. I wanted to throw another loss in there, but I just couldn't do it. I don't see the Chiefs losing to the Commanders or the Lions. So I just couldn't do that. So or the Broncos. I know that those games have been close, but I don't see the Chiefs doing that or losing that many games. So I got the Chiefs going 14-3. I know that's a bold prediction. But yeah, that's my prediction for the season. 14-3, Chiefs make it back for the playoffs. And then we see what that tournament looks like once we get there.
Yeah, that Texans team is gonna be they're gonna be a problem with Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and then they got 2 rookie wide receivers out of Iowa State, and then you got Joe Mixon running the ball, and then you got CJ Stroud. So that is the Texans and Nico Collins running that defense. They're gonna be an issue this year for sure. But I'm not too fond of CJ Stroud right now because of he was my fantasy quarterback last year. So whatever.
Where'd it go?
No, man, my fantasy quarterback last year, man. But whatever. But as far as my record goes, man, I got the Chiefs going 12-5. Honestly, I was going over it and looking at it. I'm like, possibly 11-6. But I mean, the toughest I got us losing to the Ravens at home. I got us losing to the Bills. I don't know if the Bills stadium, I think will it be open this year or is it next year? The new stadium. I don't know. But got to lose to the Bills. We coming off a bye, and then we go to Denver. I got us losing that to Denver. Losing in Denver. I got us losing to the Chargers week 15. And obviously week 18, I don't think we pretty much gonna be caring about week 18 for real against the Raiders. So I got us losing to the Raiders. But those are my losses. We're gonna have some close games this year. But it's always a game. The Chiefs are big betting favorites to win, and they freaking lose. They come in and they come in chill and relax, and they lose, and it could possibly be the Indianapolis Colts game. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose to the Colts at home. I don't think we shouldn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to the Colts this year. Because it always happens. And we have a history of losing to the Colts. I don't know. Something about the Colts, man. We lose. But the history against the Indianapolis Colts isn't too good, in my opinion.
And then week 11, week 12, first horse back-to-back week. That may be a bad omen. You got a Bronco and then a Colt. You got 2 horses back-to-back. Maybe.
And then we play that Thursday, so against on Thursday for Thanksgiving. So
right.
And then we play, So I don't know. I got them 12-5, man. So
Dale, you got any response about the other 2 records that you've seen before?
A response to those records? I mean, I think they're fair. Honestly, I'm getting done with mine right now, but when you go through the evaluation of what both Lonnie and Dre said, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, if you really highlight the Colts game, I mean, you gave us a dub on that one, I think, Dre, right? However, that's a tough one that we always know that we go into that game, either we're losing by 3. So, I can feel that people feel like, oh, maybe the curse is done now. We can go ahead and go with that dub. Got it. But and then you look at the Bills game, of course, we always lose to them in the regular season. If it results to us beating them in the postseason, we don't care. I'm like, all right, you can have that game. And I respect the Broncos in a way as well, too, because we saw what they did to us last season. And I'm not talking about the last game of the year as well, too. We know that was our backups, but we can't fake on that 16-14 game, and we lived on a blocked field goal. So in reality, those are very possible losses, and I think it could happen. But I'm finishing them up, Mons, and then y'all hear how I feel about the season in a little bit, and I'll give y'all my take. But yeah.
Sean Payton got his quarterback. I will say that. He got his QB.
He does.
And Bo Nix.
Yes, he does.
All right. I don't know how well my connection is right now, but I am now showing and about to go over my 2025 prediction. And as you can see, I have written a 13-4 record. So all of us are kind of getting within one apart of each other, but not to delay or extend my time about my predictions, my receipts, if you will. But in terms of my losses, I went with the Philadelphia Eagles as my first loss, and then Chiefs going a full month before dropping a game to the Washington Commanders, and then the following week to the Bills, and then after a bye week, which I guess you would think is sacrilegious, but based on how the schedule was lining up, where I decided to give the losses to, but I went with that game in Denver, and then after that I have the Chiefs winning 7 straight up to that Raiders game. Maybe they go 12-5, like Dre said, and the Raiders game doesn't matter, and it's like the Broncos of this past season. But I just think the NFL is too competitive to be able to assume a week 18 sit out. So I'm assuming that's going to be a game the Chiefs are going to need to win, especially if I have them, winning or losing 3 games in a row during a stretch of their season.
Has that ever happened in the Mahomes era? Have we lost 3 in a row?
I don't believe. No, we haven't ever.
Yeah.
All right. Last year I overcorrected and gave them a bunch of losses they didn't get, and they took the L in the Super Bowl. So this year I'm going to be a little more confident in the regular season. Hopefully they get a little more rust during the regular season so that the postseason they can play at their best, which was not the case, unfortunately, last season. So would y'all like to respond to mine other than flaming me for the 3 L's in a row? If you had just said they're going to lose to these 3 teams, I don't think anyone would have cared that it happened 3 weeks in a row. But I guess when you put it on paper, you act like it can't happen. So if you're going to make the change to 14-3, I guess there was a couple games that I marked as wins that I could have lost. Commanders is a game I almost gave a win, but I just thought Daniels might do something spectacular or something.
Yeah,
and the Bills are obvious. The Bills' regular season game is always the game that they throw away for no reason.
Yeah, that's a given.
Why do you think we're gonna lose to the Eagles? Why are you doing this?
At home, the home opener too. Home opener.
I don't know, because Sirianni still got this vengeance against Kansas City and Arrowhead.
He hates us, bro.
Well, we got fucking vengeance against him.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
I thought he got fired when Andy Reid got here.
I mean,
I get what y'all saying. He do, and I told Dale that today. I seen him lifting today in the weight room. Saquon tossing that weight around, and I was just wondering. I'm like, who is behind Saquon? I wonder if it was the whole team or was it practice squad players? It was the entire team in there. I was like, oh, the Eagles are trying to. They look like they up for it, and they kind of embody the same message as Nick Sirianni. So I get what you're saying, but Andy Reid is quiet, a humble beast. He have his teams ready too.
I'm not even tripping. I'm not even.
I mean, I couldn't give the Chiefs, all wins at home because part of me did. You see that stretch in the middle where I was like, oh yeah, the Chiefs playing Arrowhead. That should be an easy dub. A lot of you guys were more concerned about that stretch right before the bye week, and then you can see the end of the year. I was like, oh no, the Chiefs are going to go on a tear. But a couple of you guys said the Texans or the Broncos late or the Raiders late may catch us. So I just thought, for the sake of hopefully the Chiefs' perspective, if they were going to have a certain amount of losses, get them out of the way before or around the bye week, so that way December to January, you can come out guns blazing. So, Dale, I think I'm officially ready to unveil your win-loss record now. So, what is your total here?
So, like, before I begin, I was trying to respond to yours. I'm trying to say, like, I wasn't mad at yours, Clinton, by the way. Like, they're going to over exaggerate, like, what you have done. Like, a loss to the Eagles is not so, it's not out the norm, in my opinion. But this I will say, hey, we're gonna beat them. I'm just saying, like, y'all was kind of on bro neck. That's all. But I would switch that loss from the Broncos that you had after the bye week to the one on Christmas instead, if anything. Just because you got them doing 2 straight losses and then after the bye another loss, that's kind of crazy for Andy Reid.
That's a month.
Yeah, like, whoo, that's a whole month. So that's where I would say, but the record that still wins the division, I think still, so it's fine. But I do have us at 14-3 on mine. We didn't see it after a season of losing the Super Bowl or losing the AFC championship game as well too. Especially when retooling or, of course, acquiring some guys, some pieces that we need in certain positions. We seen that they were able to capitalize. I think the offense was more in motion and had more fluid. They were more fluid, especially that year in 2022. We keep on forgetting they had the highest yard total after that season as well, losing Tyreek Hill. I know Dre don't like it as well either, but yeah, still happened. And Mahomes had an MVP season, so I think this potentially could set up for the same as well too. My key losses I got was the Lions, the Bills, and the Colts. Lions, just because I remember that opening day game, and they kind of remind me of the games that we had because Jared Goff on that team as well too. I'm not gonna lie, what we had with the Rams. And I feel like it's going to be one of those games where it's electric offensively. You're going to see both teams really like show out on that side of the ball. And I think that, the Lions would just be able to pull that off, maybe having not a Kadarius Toney similar situation, but who knows, a missed field goal, a missed opportunity. That is the reason why we lose that game. But you see that beforehand, we do start off the season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We start off 5-0. So that's fine being 5-1. Come back, beat the Raiders. I do think we beat the Commanders on Monday Night Football. The reason why is just because Andy Reid, when he plays against young quarterbacks for the first time, he gets them. Like defensively, Spags, I think he's going to dial up a lot of different packages, a lot of different schemes, blitzes to, of course, contain Jaden Daniels. And I think we do take advantage and make him look mediocre and make him look like how we make Lamar Jackson look when we play against him. So I think that's potentially something that can happen. Bills, just give them that game. They can show up every regular season, beat us, postseason, Let's go ahead and give it to them so we can go ahead and just extend our lead in the postseason and just show them like, hey, y'all can continue to win in the regular season. We're going to continue knocking you off in the postseason. So if you want to keep that going, we definitely can keep that going. We're fine with that. And then, of course, Broncos. And then I got an L to the Colts. Reason why I got the L to the Colts, I just don't know, y'all. Like, you go back to the days. It seems like, we did beat them the first postseason when Mahomes was starting. But, we had a lot of bad games where they don't even blow us out. It's just bad games that we just have against them. And I feel like with their defense, how it's set up, they always play us well. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of those where it's like, really, Chiefs, y'all lost them again. But look, every time we lose to the Colts in a regular season, that's a Super Bowl win behind it. So I'm superstitious. So go ahead. Y'all take that L as well, too. We close out the season on top. I know that Raiders game, like, really, it's a W with our backups. We didn't beat the Chargers backups or the Chargers teams with our backups before. So it's not something that's, that can't happen. And at the same time, I mean, we got Gardner Minshew now, at backup quarterback. We got Minshew mania. Who knows? Have a fun game, have a fun time. Show out a little bit, and then we close out the season like that. And then we get our bye week, and then we get ready for the postseason after that. Start with the divisional round. But that's what I got. 14-3. 14-3 years is always good years for the Kansas City Chiefs. Typically, we win the Super Bowl or do something more than that. I mean, there's nothing more than you can do in Super Bowl, or we get there at least. So I think that happens. I think this be a solid season for us. On strength of schedule wise, when you think about it, we weren't even in the top where it was like the weakest, or it wasn't the strongest as well too. So I think we got a good balance of what we can work with and be able to, of course, pull out those dubs, and hopefully we can start back up those championship parades again and keep it pushing for this upcoming season. Well, the seasons come after that.
All right, you guys got any responses to Dale's predictions?
Just wanted to say I wasn't trying to be on Clinton head, but I just think if any game that the Chiefs got circled, it's that one on their schedule, the Eagles game for sure. That's it. And then you only think about Dale's schedule. Don't like that you got us lose to the Colts, because I went to a Colts game we lost. When Mahomes was here, that's the back and forth. Pringle in the end zone. Pringle did the margarita.
Very ugly.
I lost to that game.
It's one of those again.
Then we just lost to the Colts recently. That's when me and them got into it. Don't like that, but it is true though. That's a true fact. Superstitious weird stuff in the field.
But Dale, you also have, like me, you're ending the season on a giant winning stretch, which is what you prefer. Like you have them winning bunch early and a bunch late, and then most of their games happen in the middle. Which to me, if the Chiefs are going to take L's, I want them early in the season. Like figure out what makes team beat you, and have them, beat you right then and there, so that at the end of the year you can feel like you're going into the postseason well. So at least we think that the end's going to be pretty much a march all the way through. Versus Dre and Lonnie, you guys think that at least one of those middle games, or December or approaching January, they might get caught one of those. So
that Chargers game, week 15, that's what I got.
I just feel like we always
Raiders week 18, whether it matters or not matters. Yeah,
I just feel like this AFC West is going to be a whole lot better than what people are. We got veteran coaches that won Super Bowls, man, that didn't build some teams that competed.
Look, but I don't even disagree with you with that. It's just I feel like we always try to hype the Chargers, and they disappointed. I'm done just giving them the credit. No, y'all just gonna have to take it. If I'm gonna give anybody the credit, or I'm gonna be scared of anybody, who's gonna be the Broncos. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they were the last team that were winning Super Bowls before we actually took over in the AFC West. We've been one of the Chargers to win Super Bowls or go this far, or they're gonna be the team to be in the West. And what do they do every year? You're not wrong, because we got veteran coaches. I'm not saying that, I'm going to always respect Harbaugh, but they got to show me. They better go back to San Diego, and then I'll probably start believing again. Because it seemed like it was it seemed like the competition and, how their style of play, the energy that they provided, they was better in San Diego. Like, let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Like, they need to go back to San Diego, because I do want to go to Cal Qualm Stadium. The weather out there is beautiful. I think vacationing out there will be great. We'll have a fun time. Like, we could make that an RKM trip if they just go back to San Diego.
Qualcomm is San Diego, and they're in Los Angeles at SoFi now.
Yeah, that's why they got to go back to San Diego.
Things about San Diego.
They'll never go back to San Diego.
But why did they even? I feel like they had better fan base when they was out there. Like,
nobody cares about the Chargers in LA. But
yeah, exactly. Like, they really don't care about even the Rams
either. Of the Rams. I mean, they care enough about the Rams when they won. I mean, there's enough hype about them to get people fans of the team. But California in general, I don't think is that much into football. They'll play the part, but I don't think NFL is really, their number one priority there. But that's a conversation for another time and
another day.
So, final thoughts. The Chiefs' schedule is officially in the books. I guess what is your confidence or thoughts in general. How are you feeling going into the season and what the postseason may look like that follows?
I mean, I think overall, I think this is a decent schedule to judge the Chiefs off as well too. I think they have some pretty decent competition, and they also got some teams that, of course, if they play lackadaisical, that they can steal a couple from them. So I think this is a schedule that can keep the Chiefs on their toes, keep them on the lookout, get them prepared for the postseason as well too. You got a couple early matchups early on that's going to help you, of course, get established into the season, and get your feet wet as well too. And then going down to that bottom half, depending on how that front half goes, we can end off the season pretty well with the confidence that we have gained from a couple of those games. But at the end of the day, we're 3-time Super Bowl champions. They shouldn't need anything to really motivate them. More so just getting back to where they were last year, but this time winning instead of losing. But the schedule, not that bad. Definitely doable. You know me all the time. I'm saying 14-3, but I want 17-0 and I want 20-0 after that. So we're just being realistic, but we was 2 games away from it being realistic last season. So maybe it can happen this year, but they can do it. I think they got it. We just gotta see what happens in camp, preseason, and then going into the regular season, that first game. But dang, bro, on a Friday, so that means we can't even go to the movies and nothing, bro. We gotta come back on a Friday night. No, it's not even Friday. They can't even do Friday night because that's restricted for high school, right? I think they can get in trouble for that because that's why they did it early last year. I believe so. So it'd be fun. Yeah, you didn't know that, Lonnie? Yeah.
What time on Friday? I forgot yet. I know they can't do Friday night, but what time is it on Friday?
If they in Brazil, it might be around. I think last year when they was on, if anything, the latest was 5 o'clock our time, 6 o'clock. Nah, that's kind of pushing it. So think about like 5-4, to be honest. 5 y'all time like 4.
No, it's like 7:15.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Because
you got to think you're doing
out of the country. That might be the catch. That might be the catch.
But it's a California game. It's supposed to be a California game, so those games have to be later for the sake of California.
Everybody.
So.
For real?
Yeah.
Because last year it seemed like it's Brazil. They in Brazil, so we got to remember that.
But it's as if it was a Chargers
game.
So you want to make the California fan base that would actually be at that game to also watch, which means it's a time that they would also be available to go to the game if they could.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes,
all right. Yep.
Dre, your final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking at the schedule and I like it's gonna be some good competition. We just gotta be able to open up that offense this season. That's my main concern this year. I don't like the dink and dunk. I don't like the game manager. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the offensive coordinator. I haven't been for a while. But that's a topic for another day. So we got to put up points this season, man.
You and Rod would have a hell of a podcast, my friend. You and Rod would just have the best of podcasts talking about our friend Matt Nagy. But like you said, it's podcast for another time.
I'm looking forward to, like I said, playing some of these. Actually, this whole schedule, actually. But I'm ready to put up some more points, man. I'm for sure. I'm ready to. I'm tired. I don't want to see the 19-17 game. I don't want to see the 15-12 or the 20 to the freaking 16. I don't want to see those games, man. I want to see the Chiefs putting up 40, man. At least 38, 42, 45 or something.
How many games in the season though? Because you know it's gonna be some good defensive.
I don't even care, man. I want to see at least 45 at least once. If I can see once, I'm cool.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I agree. I ain't gonna cap. Yeah.
Give me a game. Give me a game like we had against the Rams, man.
No, we've been too chill. We've been
We need
too.
at least
I mean,
one of those.
22 was cool, but 2023 and 2024, nah. I feel you though. That's 2 years in a row
Yeah, so
in the Pat
I'm,
Mahomes era. I got you.
but for the most part, yeah, man, I like what I like this, and I'm ready for week 1 for sure.
Absolutely. And Lonnie, final thoughts.
Make it quick. Win some games going away. Like he said, we don't want a lot of close games this year. The Chiefs defense isn't the same, so I don't know if we ever see another Rams game where it's just like 50-50. Won't never be like that again. The Chiefs defense is just too good. But just win. Show us that you can win with offense. You haven't done that in the past couple of years, so let's see if we can have some offensive games. But at the end of the day, like our little sisters say, just win, baby. Just win. Go win. Win the games. That's it.
Little sister crazy.
Hey, the AFC West's going to be tough, and so does a lot of the schedule. But the Chiefs are always a prepared team, and are maybe even able to exceed our expectations. But this year, we're a lot more cautious about the games ahead. But thank you all for joining us for this hour-plus long edition of Gridiron Gambit. Thank you for all you crazies out there that followed us and kept up with all the shenanigans we were going up. And anybody who was taking screenshots of our predictions can obviously do that and hold those receipts for another time. But that has been our show. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good weekend. We will be back on our normal schedule beginning next week. But thank you all for joining this live schedule release in 2025. And as always, go Chiefs.
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs. Red Kingdom Media.